Hi guys, and welcome to HyperShadeTutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how to implement the new upgrade system, which will be our new post system as well. So it's going to be replacing the old post system. Now before I do get started, I want to point out two things. First of all, guys, we hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. It could not be done without you guys. With all your support, I really do appreciate it. And for that 1,000 special hit, I've got something really special lined up for you guys. Stay tuned and keep an eye on the channel. It's pretty big and you guys will like it. So as a way of saying thank you, that's pretty much it. And I also want to thank one of my closest, coolest friend and Skype at the moment, Ethan. If you're watching this, buddy, thank you very much, because what you're doing for me right now is pretty damn awesome, man. And yeah, without his help, I wouldn't be able to give you the 1,000 hit thing. So I'm not going to tell you what it is right now, but stay tuned. Second of all, another great friend of mine on Skype is Ronaldo. I really do want to thank him first of all as well, because without that guy, these tutorial series would have been far beyond what they are at the moment. I mean, I would not be able to make this upgrade system without him, because it relies on certain animation, and I just want to say a big thank you to him as well. Now, speaking of Ronaldo, in order to do this tutorial, you guys have to watch a tutorial he made, and that tutorial is regarding a custom rig. Now, the reason you need to make that custom rig is because, as you can see over here, this cube, it's just a cube, it's actually a head joint. Now this head joint's connected to the arms, so it gives you dynamic movement on the camera. So if you're in a cutscene mode or whatnot, you can use it to move your camera around. You need to watch his tutorial, get that rig onto your arms, and then come back to the tutorial. Otherwise you're not going to be able to do this at all. So please, please, please go watch that tutorial. I'm going to link his channel in the description below. Please subscribe to him and show him love. Now, also please do the same for Ethan, because once you see what he's done for you guys, you'll be pretty grateful. Anyways, and second point, if you remember in the last tutorial, I told you guys that I was going to make the 3D HUD basic version. It's not currently going to plan, so I'm going to delay that, and once it's ready, I'll release it. So let's get started. Right, as you can see, I've got my pair of arms over here. I've got the new rig system already attached and whatnot, and the animations are made quite uniquely. I'll explain this to you. Right, so the object itself comes with idle, put down, add stuff, pick up and main, and stop attachments. Now I've split these animations myself. Now what Ronaldo did was he made an animation where the best thing is if I show you this animation. So I'm going to start with idle. Okay, so you can see if you run it, it's just, no, it won't work because I didn't set play automatically. There we go. It plays the idle. Please excuse the music in the background, it's Project Unknowns. Okay, it plays idle. That's one of the animations you need. You definitely need it. Put down animation. Let's quickly show you that. That's this. When your gun goes on the table for the skin customization. Now, Ronaldo did this by actually placing the table into the 3D software and getting a rough idea how the gun will look. So you should do the same thing. That's one. Add stuff is when you do your barrel attachments and whatnot. So that should look something like this. I know you can't see the barrel right now, but we're going to do some camera tricks later on in the tutorial. Pick up and main. I think this goes back into the main camera's position. Yeah. So it goes back to its original position. And stop attachments is basically the barrel animation, but goes back to the main position again, like so. There you go. These are the main animations you need in order for this to work. The rest, don't worry about it. Okay, and as you can see, the camera is attached to the head joint, and the camera has nothing on it. No script except for this, don't worry about that. And it just has an audio clip on it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a new script. So we're going to go add component, new script, and it's going to be a type JavaScript. And before I do move on, I do want to apologize to guys who are waiting for my C# tutorials. I know I haven't worked on those for God knows how long. I'm far behind. So my plan is next week I'm just going to do full C# tutorials, nothing else, no JavaScript or nothing. So I'm going to catch up with the JavaScripts first. So let's name our script. I'm going to call this upgrade system advance, and that should be fine. Hit enter. Let it just compile the script quickly. There we go. Double click and open alone.Develop. Before I do move on, I need to delete some stuff. Let me delete this, delete this. Yep. Okay, anything else I need to delete? And also, all these skins you see over here are going to be uploaded to the website on Sunday. So please feel free to download those and follow on with the tutorial. Or it might be done sooner than that, while you're watching this tutorial basically. Right, our script's open. Fantastic. We don't need this crap. I'm going to zoom in. And let's define the variables we need. And personally guys, I don't think this tutorial is going to be done in one video. It's going to be done in 3 days because it's quite long. It's not a short video. I can guarantee you that. So the first thing we need is our matrix stuff for the GUI, so it remains in our screen positions, so it doesn't stretch or it doesn't move somewhere else. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I covered this in a previous tutorial. I'll link that for you guys, and go watch that if you're unsure what to do, and you'll get an idea. So I'm gonna say private var s height. It's gonna be a type float. Private for GUI SF. It's going to be a type vector3. Private for GUI ratio. It's going to be a type float. Private var s width. It's going to be a type float. Private var GUI ratio height, and it's going to be a type float. Now that's all we need for our GUI matrix. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these into names so I know what variables are for what. So I'm going to put 2 comment lines, then I'm going to put some dashes, then I'm going to put GUI matrix, and then I'm going to put the very end on line 11 comment lines, then I'm going to put GUI matrix end. So I know that anything that's contained in these comment lines are the GUI matrix stuff, so I don't need to add nothing else there. Okay, sorry, my throat's going a bit. Next one, cyber points. So we're going to do 2 comment lines again. One that says cyber points. Okay, one that says cyber point end. Alright, awesome. And let's start adding the cyberpoint variables. Now, if you don't know what cyberpoints are, it's the currency I'm going to be making through the tutorials to buy stuff. I don't use pounds and sterlings and whatnot, so just make up a fake currency. Cyberpoints will be fine. Okay, so the first one we need is var cyberpoint. It's going to be a type integer. I don't want float values, so it's going to be by default equals to 0. And before I do move on, I have a very bad habit of putting capital letters in the start, so I'm going to put a lowercase c. There we go, that's better. The next one is var cyber point skin. This is going to be the skin for the cyber points, and it's going to be a GUI skin, not style. for CP text skin. Don't worry about what they are at the moment, I'll explain them towards the end. And this one's also going to be GUI skin. This variable is basically going to hold the text of cyberpoints, so it just says CP, you know what it stands for, it's cyberpoint basically. Next one is for cyber, I'm doing the capital again, cyber group position, and I'm going to make this as a float, and we're going to turn this into an array. To make an array, you have to put an opening square bracket and a closing square bracket, like so. Now you can predefine your arrays in script by telling it to be equals to new array, stuff like that, whatnot, but we don't want to do that for now. What we want to do is we want to make an array of floats. Once we've done that, we're going to go into the inspector and then we're going to add all the values in there. So we don't want to predefine these. Okay, the next one is going to be for cyber sorry, I'm doing the capital thing again. Cyber point position. This is going to be positioning for the points. Also, once again, it's going to be a array. Next one's going to be for cyber text position. This is going to be the positioning of the text, and once again, you guessed it, it's going to be a float and it's going to be a type array. Okay, and that's all for cyber points, I believe. Oops, let me just quickly change Skype to do not disturb. Okay, let's make a new comment line. Let's call this animation state. Okay, and let's end that at the bottom. Let's call it animation close. Right, we just need one variable in here, and we're going to call this var current animation state, and it's going to be a type string, and it's going to be equals to do nothing by default. Doing nothing, sorry. Save your script. Next, we're going to start defining the variables for the actual GUI. So let's make two new comment lines and call this GUI start and GUI end. That should be fine. Right, these ones are going to be the most important ones. Okay, first of all, we need var option bar style, and it's going to be a GUI skin. Next one's going to be var option bar position, and it's going to be a float, and again we're going to make an array. Next one's going to be var customize menu select. Now let's make this skin. Customize menu select skin, and it's going to be a type GUI skin. The next one's going to be for customize menu, select position. I'm going to do pos, short for position. It's going to be a type float. Once again, array. Next one's going to be for customize menu group. Once again, a float, and it's going to be an array. Okay, next one's going to be for customize bar button position. It's going to be a type float. Next one's going to be for customize bar button skin, and it's going to be a type GUI skin. Let me just check if things are recording. Yeah. Next one's going to be for barrel attachment position. It's going to be a type float. You guessed it, type array. For barrel attachment skin, it's going to be a type GUI skin. Next one is going to be for gun skin position. It's going to be a type float. Open bracket, square bracket. Close that off. Make it an array. Next one's going to be for, I'm trying to think what it was. Weapon, I think, yeah. Weapon sight. It's going to be a type float. And we're going to make an array as well. Save your script. Okay. Sorry. For customize box position, I'm going to put pos, short for position. It's going to be a float. We're going to make an array for customize box skin. And we type GUI skin. Next one is going to be for up, down arrows. It's going to be a type float. Save your script. Next one's going to be for up, down arrow skin, and it's going to be a type GUI skin. The next one's going to be for down arrow skin. It's going to be a type GUI skin. And the last two variables for the GUI at the moment is for back button, and the first one's going to be a position, so it's going to be a type float, and it's going to be an array, and then the skin for it. Alright, whoa. Okay, that's the variables we need for the GUI at the moment. Now, trust me, that's not the end of it. You're going to see a lot more once we get further into it. Okay, sorry, my throat keeps getting dried up. Okay, next we need to make some timers. So we're going to put comment lines. I'm just going to call this timers. and we're going to call this timer end. Okay, the timers we need are for customize menu alpha timer. It's a long name, I know. It's gonna be float. Next one's gonna be for customize box timer, and once again it'll be a float. And the last one I need right now is back timer, and it's gonna be float. That's the timers we need at the moment. Now let's make the booleans we need for now. So comment line, booleans, close my comment, make another comment line. Let's call it booleans end. Okay. The first one I need is for show customize select. It's gonna be a type boolean, and it's gonna be equals to false by default. Next one's gonna be for barrel show barrel attachment on. It's gonna be a type boolean, and it's gonna be equals to false by default. Okay. Next one I need is for show back button, and it's gonna be a type boolean, and it's gonna be equal to false. Alright, and the last one for now is for barrel view cam, and it's gonna be a type boolean, and it's gonna be equals to false. Okay. Next we're gonna make some game objects, so let's make a new line for those, and we're gonna call these game objects. And we're gonna end it here. Okay. First of all, I need for current object, and it's gonna be a type game object. And then I'm gonna need for current cam, and that's going to be a type game object, and that should be fine for now. Now I need some vector 3s, so I'm gonna put this as vector 3. No, it would make more sense if I actually call this something else which is related to it. So we're going to call this cam settings. Okay, that makes more sense. And we're going to call this cam setting end. Alright, save that. That's the variables I need for this. For new cam position, it's going to be a type vector 3. For cam smooth, give me a float. Next one's going to be for cam original. I'm going to put org for short, and then view, and it's going to be a type vector 3 as well. And that's all the variables we need right now. And we're talking about what, 89 lines just for wearables, and that's going to increase yet, guys. Okay, now let's go to our start function first of all, and let's set up our GUI matrix stuff so it corrects the GUI to the screen height and width. So first I'm going to say s width is going to be equal to screen dot width. Then I'm going to say s height, oops, is going to be equals to screen dot height. Before I do carry on, I just want to make sure it is s height. I call it, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, and the next one's going to be GUI ratio equals s width divided by my screen resolution, which is 2560. And obviously your one won't be that unless you've got a Mac like I do. So yours is going to be something 1920 by 1080, I think. That should be correct. GUI ratio height. This one's going to be equal to the height, so s height. And we're going to divide this by 1440. And in your case it's 1080. Okay, GUI SF equals new vector 3 open bracket GUI ratio comma GUI ratio height comma 1 and close that off. Okay, now when the game starts, what I want to do is I want the idle animation to play automatically. So let's do that first, because when I start the game right now there's nothing there. I mean, you can't see nothing. There's no GUI foundation to work through, and pretty much it's empty. So I'm going to make the animation play first of all. So let's do that. I'm going to say if open bracket close bracket open curly brace closing bracket closing curly brace, sorry, and I'm going to say current animation state equals speech marks doing nothing. Okay, and then inside this I'm going to say, what did I call it, current object? Yeah, current object dot animation dot crossfade open bracket close bracket closing semicolon 2 speech marks comma 1. I want it to have 1 second to go back into its idle, so this one's going to be called idle. That should be fine. And when the game starts, obviously first thing is we do want it to be equals to current state do nothing, so we're going to set that. Going to put closing semicolon. And next thing I want to do is cam original view. I want it to be equals to the camera's current vector 3 positions, so it should be according to my main camera, it should be these values here. So let's do that. So I'm going to say cam original view is going to be equals to current cam, so lowercase c, current cam dot transform dot local position. Alright, I think that's what I need in the start function. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy lines 97 to 103 and I'm going to paste that into the update. So I'm going to make some spaces. There we go, paste that into there.